Hitting $100,000 in revenue on Shopify per month has been my goal for so long, and it seemed so out of reach. But for the last 2 months, I hit that goal. So in today's video, I want to talk about the top 7 things that I did earlier this year that I think majorly propelled me forward to be able to make 100K per month on Shopify. And PS, the last one is the most important and probably the biggest game-changing thing that I saw in my store that I just started doing 2 months ago. The first thing I did was get hyper-focused on conversion rate optimization. Here's a snapshot of my conversion rates. You can see earlier this month, May 2025, I had a 1.97 conversion rate, brought to 2.5. Then in July, we brought it to 2.77. And then August and September, a 3.5. And now in October, we're at a 3.86. I am constantly making little tweaks, testing for a few days, and going with what is working. Some of those big tweaks have been moving my description into a drop-down FAQ so that I don't have a big description right under my product name. The next big thing that I have done is actually try to move my add to cart button as high on my product page as possible. Before, I had the FAQs above it versus I've moved down everything that's a little less important underneath the add to cart so that when you first load my page, you are able to see the add to cart right away. I tested running different carts. So I used different cart apps to test different styles and to see which one would do the best. The next thing I did was make sure that everything looked amazing and actually better on mobile. I actually for a while didn't realize that I had a button that looked really, really good on desktop, but kind of got in the way of things on mobile. But 90+% of my visitors are coming from mobile. The next plays a part of this conversion rate, but it also is something I did across all of my website, and that was change all of my wording to be conversion-based wording. What does that mean? That means being less feature-focused and more talking about the benefit that a product brings to your customer. And this might sound so confusing until I tell you I did this with ChatGPT. And let me show you an example. Previously, under my FAQ or what my products were, I had just this generic product information. Relaxed fit, pre-shrunk, 100% ring spun cotton. This is very generic. It's literally just giving you stats about the product. But I asked it to rewrite this to be conversion and benefits based and then focused for my product page FAQ. And what it did was it created more text to make this actually seem like everything is a benefit and not just a stat. So our tees are made from 100% ring spun cotton that's pre-shrunk so that they hold their shape and softness wash after wash. The medium weight fabric gives you a perfect balance of cozy and breathable. This helps people understand why things are actually good and frames in a way that someone's like, oh, this is actually a great stat and I want to purchase this, instead of it just being like, these are 100% cotton. It sounds a lot more boring, but actually just making this difference and trying to use this type of, wording and framing on my site made a drastic change in my conversion rate. And I made sure that every single drop down in my FAQ on my page addressed a common problem that someone might have that might stop them from buying from me. If a common question someone might have is, I'm not sure about the sizing. Top FAQ is, how do these fit? And it gives information on where to find the size chart, which is actually listed just above, and lets people know to upsize from their regular size if they want an oversized fit. If a reason someone might not purchase in my mind is, oh, I don't know if I'm actually going to like this when it arrives, then I made sure that I had an FAQ saying, what happens if I don't like this when it arrives? And it gives them my return policy and lets them know that I will return and refund anything that has a bad quality or is not up to our standards. The FAQ makes sure that people aren't bombarded by all this text when they get to your product page, but if they have any objections, they can easily click on it, read about it, so that they can overcome their objections and are much more likely to make a purchase. The next thing I did was test a lot more ads on Facebook. I was only running 1 to 2, but when I actually started finding a best-selling product or a few best-selling products, I would then duplicate them and test it with different wording in the text, or I would test that same product, but on maybe a different color mockup or a different mockup altogether. And I tried to make sure that I was at least testing 10 new mockups or at least 10 new ads a month, which is still low from what I've heard from a lot of Facebook ads experts. So one of my goals right now is to test even more creatives moving forward, but just doing that slight change and trying to add in more variation into my Facebook creatives has made a very big difference on finding winners. The next big thing that really helped bring in some more organic sales, so I didn't have to pay quite as much for when I was making a sale, is encouraging people to tag us on social media. So I actually turned on a competition. So I say if people tag me in a photo on Instagram wearing my product, then every month I give out a $50 gift card to one of the people that tagged us. And that has given us a lot more organic reach because a lot more people are now posting about us on social media. They're finding our Instagram to follow, which means we can now reach them in the future as well. But it has also just brought in a lot more views for a cheap price. It's just a $50 gift card at the end of each month. And we have just grown a lot more organically because of that. The next thing that has helped me really scale is introducing affiliates. So I went with Up Promote affiliate, which at first I thought was pretty expensive. It is, I think, about $69 a month. And at first that was not worth it. I wasn't getting too many new people. But now, as you can see, in the last 30 days alone, having affiliates has made me $8,000, and I have got quite a bit of affiliates now. Some of them I reach out to myself on Instagram, but because Up Promote has a marketplace, it also brings in a lot more people who are looking to promote. So I give people who make a sale $10 every time they drive me a sale. So I've had to pay out quite a bit of these, but this is marketing that I just don't have to do. And they're doing it in different ways. They might be, yes, listing it on their own coupon sites and places out there. Some of them are competing on my own Google ads, which I don't think is the best, but getting $8,000 in extra sales is not really a problem for me. And I'm paying them, again, $10 for every sale they get. And that is still slightly cheaper than how much I am paying to get a Facebook ad lead. This one I did start quite a bit ago, and it wasn't really that profitable for a while, but it does snowball over time. And now I'm starting to see more and more and more affiliate sales. And again, it's just sales for work that I don't really have to do, which I really like. So there's a few different affiliate ones out there, but because Up Promote affiliate has brought in a lot of affiliates that I never had to reach out for, I'm actually a big fan of this app. And this piece I have done for the longest time. And a lot of people, if you follow me, you know about print on demand, but I made sure that all of my orders are hooked up to Printify.com. I would not have been able to scale my store if it wasn't optimized on Printify. What Printify does is they hook up to Shopify so that every time I get a sale, Printify will automatically print that product, they'll print my design, they'll ship it to my customer, and they'll even mark the order as complete. Meaning when I make a Shopify sale, I don't have to do anything. Printify carries pretty much the whole process from after I get a sale to delivery. They will also give refunds and exchanges if, say, for example, maybe a shirt is ripped, if the print is crooked, if the wrong product arrives, which is very rare, but it does happen. But that has just made customer service so much easier, knowing that if there is some mix-up, Printify will help me recover that and help refund or send my customer a brand new product. That is if only there's a quality issue. So if you sell any of these products, t-shirts, mugs, wall art, blankets, and you're doing them yourself, why not look into Printify to help automate? Because that is the reason I'm able to spend so much time on learning marketing and focusing on growth on my website and less on fulfilling. And then finally, the biggest thing that has made such a difference in my sales is running a lot a lot more email marketing. And I'm not talking about just the regular email marketing flows, things like your abandoned cart and your welcome email. I've had those going on for a long time, but starting to send out a lot more newsletters 2 to 3 times a week. These emails include 20% off this week only and to send reminder emails, a flash free shipping sale. I've had products that don't really sell that well, and I gave them a week and told people it was their last chance to buy that product, and then I took them down from my store for good. When I launched a new product, I made sure I made an email about it. This is something that took me forever to do because in my mind, I was like, if I message customers 3 times a week, they're going to be so annoyed at me in their inbox. But then I actually just researched in my own email inbox and took a note of all of my favorite apparel brands. They were emailing me almost every single day. And if big brands are doing that, that has to be a reason. It's because it works. And I am not a great email writer, so ChatGPT again can help you out with that so much. So for an example here, I said, pretend I own a dog t-shirt apparel store. Help me write 1 month of emails and campaigns to boost sales. And you can say, I want to write 2 to 3 emails a day. Let's actually add that in. Or a week to send 2 to 3 emails a week. And let's see what we get here. So email 1 on a Monday, here's the subject line, something adorable is coming this Friday. And then it gives you things that you can advertise or what you can talk about. And you can even ask it to write that exact email for you. You can just give it the subject and say, now write this email for me. If you have a tone of voice, so maybe you use a lot of puppy language, a lot of silly language because you run a dog store, you can even give it your brand voice or create a project with your brand voice on ChatGPT, which is what I do. So every time it writes an email, it writes it in my brand voice. We have things like meet the brand new parade collection. Optional email 3, give them some social proof. So show off your reviews. Week 2, last chance alert. Email 5, final reminders. Email 6, here's a secret perk. And then you can give them a brand story, but just using ChatGPT, and don't worry about annoying people. They want to hear from you. If they want to know if a collection is expiring or if you launch something new because they're fans of your brand. And just getting over this hurdle of not wanting to send out this many emails has significantly impacted my revenue. I will say this takes a lot of time. I do spend quite a bit every single week trying to come up with new angles for my email campaigns, writing the campaigns, creating the creative for the email campaigns. But because I'm reaching out to customers who already allowed me to send them emails, I'm actually not paying again to acquire them. I don't have to pay $15 for every single purchase like on Facebook because I have to pay Facebook for that. These people, when I'm getting a sale from them, I'm not paying per purchase because they are already in my ecosystem. So there you go, guys. If there's any part of this video that you would actually like me to make a full video on and break it down, let me know in the comments below and I will add that to my to-dos. And if this helped you at all, if you could drop a like and subscribe. Thank you guys, and I will see you next week.